interesting. We have accomplished that.
More testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met my wife.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster.
Boom, shakalaka boom. You're tuned in to the free range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here on 103.9 FM, WYAB, the 50,000 watt blowtorch, as I like to call it. Because, hey, who else in talk radio land in central Mississippi is doing it from 50,000 watts? Let's see here. If you guessed nobody, you would be right. That's right. Nobody but us. Good morning out there to everybody. Hope you're doing great today. It is a Thursday morning here in central Mississippi and worldwide. If you're watching on the Mazda Jackson live stream over on YouTube, X, and Rumble, you can go type in 5 little letters. Is it 5? No, I got that bad wrong, didn't I? 7. SAVEJXN. 7 little letters. Save JXN. You can find us right there, streaming every Monday through Friday from 7:07 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. on Mondays. I'm getting my X account pulled up here because it makes me share this now manually instead of it just popping up in the feed. But if you do go over to X and watch, all you gotta do is go to my profile, and while we're live, you just click my profile photo, and boom, there it is. But if I wanted to go through my feed for all of my followers to see, unfortunately, I have to share it, and I can't do that till we go live, which makes it for great live radio here. Hey, we're inside the Men's Health, Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios. Just a quick reminder, you got 4 hours of Clay Edwards this morning with a 1 hour break in between. Of course, we'll be here till 9, then 10 o'clock. Today's Thursday, so 9 to 10, you've got Mike Madison here on the WYAB. And then I'll be right back live on the radio and online with Sean York-Karan. He'll be broadcasting in from Jackson, from his home base there. And we're going to fill in for Andrew Gosser and the Andrew Gosser Show today while Andrew's out of town. He needed somebody to step up and fill in, and he's done it for me before. So I was like, you know what? Yes, Andrew, I will fill in for you. And I reached out to Sean. I said, hey, what's your schedule look like? You think you can jump in with me and let's get the band back together for a show? He's like, yeah, let me check the schedule. Court ended up he was possibly going to have to be 30 minutes late, but court got canceled. So he's going to be able to do the full 2 hours with me from 10 to noon. Sean and I have not done a show together since early September. I think the week leading into Charlie Kirk's death, if not late August. So anyhow, with all that said, excited about that. Sean and I are going to dive into a bunch of just wide spanning topics. I know he wants to talk about the liquor issue here in Mississippi. We want to talk about some other stuff too. I want to talk with Sean about the Epstein case and how it's tearing the right apart. And, just some deeper conversation beyond just surface level. And that's what Sean and I have always done really well at. So I'm excited to have those conversations this morning. So if you're one of those folks that love to hear us talk about the Epstein stuff, we're going to have a different conversation about it this morning than you're going to hear anywhere else. Because, Sean's Democrat, I'm a Republican or conservative anyway. So that's just my thoughts on it. Let's see here. The Ellis Autoplex text line. If you want to chime in this morning, 769-241-1944. Give me 2 seconds. I'm hot-blooded. Hot in here. I had to cut the air down. So 769-241-1944 is the text line, Ellis Autoplex text line. If you want to call in this morning, phone line 601-879-0002. Let's see here. We had some breaking news. I woke up to some breaking news. Actually, Sean sent it to me before any of the local news outlets did. But it looks like there has finally been an arrest. I got to go to my X account where I saved it. There's finally been an arrest, speaking of Epstein, to do with the Epstein files. And that would be the former Prince Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, formerly known as Prince Andrew, was arrested on Thursday on suspicion of misconduct in public office. And Chip was just telling me as he was walking out of the studio here as we were doing the changeover, that could lead to life in prison or the death penalty in England. Now, you know what? Andrew is a white male. So yeah, he might be screwed. He might be screwed. And all the Muslims over there now, they ain't scared to behead a son of a gun. Especially for pedophilia, even though it's ripe within their community as well. And maybe that's why they have to behead people that do it, because it's so out of control in their community. Or is it incest that's so out of control in their community? Well, whatever. One and the same. Both very disgusting. Very disgusting. Either way, billy goats, incest, pedophilia, whatever it is you're doing that you know you shouldn't be, don't. Off with the heads. That's probably going to get me kicked off YouTube, isn't it? Well, that's why we're on the FM dial here on WYAB. Good morning to all my folks over there on the live stream. I see y'all over there. Let's check out some of these messages real quick. Justin says, good morning. Good morning to you, Justin. I went and had lunch yesterday at Martin's Livingston. It was meatloaf. You know I can't pass up a good meatloaf. I almost didn't go either. And I'm really glad I did, man, because I've met a listener of the show sitting at the bar, a fellow by the name of Dave. Dave retired military, moved here to Mississippi after he retired. Got a place, a spot of land out there in Terry, Mississippi. So a shout out to Dave. And I didn't meet his wife, but he spoke very highly of his wife. And I do appreciate them listening to the show, watching the show, however they consume the show. That was really cool. We ended up talking for our whole lunch. Just a really good conversation. That man's been all over the world with the military. Actually reminded me a lot of talking to Andrew Gosser. Even kind of built similar. And we just got into a conversation. This had nothing to do with the show today, but we got into a conversation about people in America, especially the angry left that seem to hate this country so bad. They really need to go and do some traveling around the world and understand that just how good they've got it here in America. He was telling me, and we have very similar upbringings with stuff that our fathers are into and some other stuff that I won't mention, but we had very similar upbringings. He started running with the wrong crowd early on. And I don't want to put all his business out there, but we'll just say he was running with the crowd, a bad crowd early on, and he got arrested. And he got given the opportunity to go to jail or go to the military. Which one do you think he took? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. He chose military, and it saved his life. And he just retired a couple years ago, I think 2 or 3 years ago, or I think that's what he said. And it brought up the conversation, because I remember having this conversation on the show one day. And neither side liked this conversation. I said, man, we don't do that anymore. We don't give troubled kids the option of military or jail anymore, at least to my knowledge. I know he definitely ain't doing it in predominantly black areas like Jackson. Because, military racist. Remember, I played a clip not too long ago of who was it? I don't think it was Don Lemon. I think it was somebody who's currently on CNN or MSNBC or one of them. Or maybe it was Joy Reid, her crazy butt. But anyhow, they were trying to convince no, it was a Mississippi Today did an article. They did an op-ed, Mississippi Today. or Mississippi Free Press, one of those two, did an op-ed to try to talk black folks out of joining the military, basically Orange Man bad. Well, it's the military's racisms. You don't want to join the military? Stay in the streets and be a gangbanger. Be a little YN. Be a gangbanger. That's got a much brighter future than potentially joining the military and having benefits for the rest of your life, learning leadership skills, learning a trade, being paid while you're doing it, learning how to be a member of a team. You know, if you didn't have the fortune of growing up with a father in the home, you're going to have male role models. But no, don't sign up for that. Go to college and get indoctrinated if you can make it through. Go do that. Or stay in these streets. We need, not we, as in me, I'm not talking about Clay or conservatives here. I'm talking about, I'm in my black Democrat voice here, my white liberal voice here. We need you to go get killed by the police in these streets so we can continue to call police racisms and get money for doing it and keep black folks perpetually angry and Democrats and voting Democrat. We don't need you running off and joining the dang military and potentially becoming an American-loving conservative, or even worse, MAGA. So when we had that conversation last time, I was like, I think it was Sean and I that had that conversation, because Sean's former, you're never formerly a Marine. You're always a Marine. That's what I've been told. You're just not an active Marine. Sean is a Marine. He's just not active. We were having that conversation, and people text in, got angry. They said, the military is not for troubled people to keep from going to jail. Well, I just disagree with that wholeheartedly. Now, I tried to join because I'm completely deaf in my right ear. They would not let me in. It was not from a lack of effort. I tried to be a Marine. I don't think that, obviously I wasn't. It is what it is. Almost doesn't count, except in horseshoes and hand grenades, as they say. But I 100% believe that the military is a great option for people who might not have wanted to go to the military, but said, you know what? Better than jail. And they get there and they discover that, man, this saved my life. I mean, think about it like this. From a taxpayer and a societal standpoint, if you have a troubled youth and you have two options, and I'm just playing this out here. If you let's say you just have two options. You have a troubled youth that's looking at going to jail, or potential to go to the military. Taxpayers are flipping the bill either way. Would you rather send them to jail and they get caught up in the system? And what's it called? Recidivism, where they go back to jail. The recidivism rate is high as hell in this country. I want to say it's more than 50% of people who go to prison go back to prison. Somebody can double check that. I'm not going to do it here in live time. Maybe I'll try it during the break. If anybody wants to Google or AI that and let me know in the comments, like, what is the recidivism rate in prisons in this country? If I'm using the right word, I think I am. We can get them caught up in the system. We can create more victims of crime that they victimize because they don't know any other way. They got a felony or more. Getting a job going to be hard as hell. They're pretty much guaranteed to be low income for life. Not saying every felon. I know several felons who have got out and doing very, very well for themselves, at minimum making six figures a year, but they are the exception, not the rule. They're never going to own a home, most likely. Probably going to end up on some kind of government assistance when they're not in jail. So we're paying for them to be out of jail and in jail. Or we send them to the military. And I'm not saying all those things can't still happen. Plenty of people that go to the military end up in jail and do bad things too. But I'm sure the conversion rate there is much lower than somebody that got sent to jail at 18 instead of the military at 18. We send them to the military, they learn a trade. We're paying them to do it. They become tax-paying citizens. They become pillars in their community usually. They're married. They have children they take care of. Again, I know that don't stick for everybody, but you have a much higher probability of creating a good citizen than creating a bad citizen. And if we as taxpayers are going to be flipping the bill either way, when little Pookie or little Tyler or whoever did something really stupid, short of rape or murder or touching a child, you know what I mean? Like a violent crime that affected somebody else outside of just maybe an aggravated assault. I'm okay with an aggravated assault going into the military as long as the other person ain't in a coma or permanently injured for the rest of their life. But if they got a little dog in them, roof, roof, they got some dog in them, you know, we need that. We need some dogs in our foxholes. I want somebody with some dog in them in my foxhole. Got my back when we battling wherever. Fallujah, Chicago, Jackson. You know, so I don't know, man, just food for thought. That conversation weighed heavy on me a little bit, and I couldn't quite shake it out of my mind. What do you think? Is the military a good option for folks still? When did we quit doing that? Could you just imagine, you know, one of these black female judges in Jackson telling little Dontavius the option of going to jail or going to the military? Sadly, I think because of all the brainwashing that the Democrats and the mainstream media and liberal black and white women have done to young black men and black culture, sadly, I believe little John Dontavius would choose jail over the military. How long am I going to be there? 3 years. Well, yeah, man, my partner there anyway. I'll go hang. I'll go hang with my partner. How long am I going to be in the military? 4 years. No. That's like jail anyway. I'll take the 3 years in jail. Sadly, I believe that's where we're at with the culture. It's terrible. Let's take a break. Keep this train rolling on down the tracks this morning. This is the Clay Edwards Show live inside the Men's Health, Women's Wellness Mississippi Studios. WYAB. We'll be right back.
.1039 WYAB.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family.
I see the comment about reloading the page on YouTube. Yeah, 100% out of my control there, brother. 100% out of my control. I come here, I select the channels we're going to, I hit go live, and anything after that, out of my control. I appreciate you giving it a couple extra tries to make it work, though. Thank you.
Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repaired? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credit, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability. Online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's is a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic Southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards.
Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB. Inside the Men's Health and Women's Wellness Mississippi studios, this segment brought to you by our friends over at Mazda of Jackson. Guys, they got some insane new deals going on this month on the APR on some 25 and 26 models. Check this out. 1.9% for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s. That's one of their biggest sellers. Then you got the 2026 CX-90, the 2026 CX-50, and the 2026 Mazda 3 all qualify for 1.9% financing for up to 63 months. The question is, do you qualify? No. With approved credit, get over there, check them out today, MazdaJackson.com, located, or check them out online at MazdaJackson.com. They're located right over there on Briarwood, at Briarwood and 55 in, well, Jackson. Swing by, check them out today, check them out online. And don't forget, every new Mazda from Mazda Jackson comes a 1 year of free basic maintenance. I will get these words out of my mouth one way or another this morning. Remember, locally owned, locally operated, Mazda of Jackson. I got to kind of rambling there, and I was going to get into the story about Prince, whatever his name was. What's his damn name? Prince Andrew. But I want to read a few texts real quick concerning the jail or military topic. People are always passionate about this kind of stuff, so I like to talk about things y'all are passionate about. So let's check this out. James says on the Ellis Autoplex text line, 12-year vet here. I agree, but don't let them go to combat units for the first few years. Make them go learn a trade first so they can be successful after they get out. For it to work, basic training has got to go back to being hard. Got to take it back to full metal jacket days. What these kids go through today is a joke. Well, I believe with Trump and Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, I believe they're doing a lot to remilitarize the military. Now, I can't speak for what basic training is like now versus what it was then. Coming out of, let's see here, other than the 4 years of Trump from 2016 to 20, You had 8 years of Obama, 4 years of Trump, 4 years of Biden, and as we know, the Biden military, man, they tried all they could to take the teeth out of the military, wokeified as much as possible, run anybody with a testosterone level above 300 out of there. I mean, they tried all they could to wokeify it. They really did. So I think you're going to see a change in that. I'm going to say this too. It's just like what they did in 2020 with policing. When after the George Floyd stuff happened, between that and the vaccine, they tried all they could to push good cops out of policing. It's especially in blue cities, right? Where they need the chaos. They need the crime. They need all that, because with that, all these 501c3s and NGOs, they all get all kind of grant money. They get all kind of stuff, because, the money is in the medicine, not the cure. Just like for all these black for a living Democrat politicians, these woke white liberal politicians in these areas that they reign over, if everything's going right, well, that kind of politician doesn't work in those environments, because they're there to destroy them. So so they use that. That was a whole nother rabbit hole. Almost forgot where I was going. So they use that chaos to get reelected. But also what they did is post George Floyd, they tried to run all the good cops out. All the cops that are the good cops. They actually give a damn and try to keep your streets safer. They tried all they could to push them out by saying, if you even think about getting a little rough with a blacks man, we're going to put you in jail. We're going to ruin your life. We're going to destroy your family. We're going to destroy you. And if you don't go to jail, we're going to make you unhireable. We demand body cameras. I don't know if there's been a bigger cell phone, a bigger implosion of a good idea by one side in the history of ever than all the Black Lives Matter folks demanding that all police have body cams. And as far as the police go, a lot of the ones I know didn't want it. But man, has it saved their butts. And has it completely blown up on the Black Lives Matter folks. I mean, their whole narrative completely collapsed. Now, of course, body cams is racisms. We don't want body cams or traffic cams anymore. They use racisms. But that's what they tried to do in the military, with the vaccine stuff and all the woke crap and the transgender crap. They tried to get folks on out of there that would push back. They don't want anybody that's going to push back and question any of it. And then what you have is on the police side, you start hiring diversity hires. Look no further than JPD for this example. Again, not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. There's a few good ones there that have been there for a while, and there's probably a few good ones there that have come on lately. I don't know. But I know there's a lot of bad apples there. A lot of lazy DEI folks there. And you can just look at the crime. You can look at what Capitol Police does versus what JPD does. Anyway, I hate talking bad about police. I really do. But JPD is the exception, not the rule, right? So you push out the good cops and you replace them with people that will go door to door and harass people about vaccine mandates. It's a lot like in the, Democrats love to hearken Nazi Germany. And they love to compare people to Nazis. And I like to compare them to the people who would have told the Nazis where the Jews were hiding. Clay, you don't think that's a bit extreme? No, I don't, as a matter of fact, because we're talking about the same people that would call the cops on their neighbors during COVID because they thought they had more than 5 or 6 people at their house. Yeah. You don't think those people were telling the Nazis where the Jews were hiding? Hell, they personally loaded them up on that train with a one-way ticket to Auschwitz. I say it all the time. As mad as the Democrats are right now in this country, as mad as the left-wing, hardcore left-wing liberals are in this country right now because we're kicking out their voting base and we refuse to play make-believe anymore with their transgender rainbow supremacy nonsense. If they ever get control again, if you think for 1 second that if you're a conservative, white or black Christian male that voted for Donald Trump or is standing up against any of this stuff, if you don't think that they wouldn't throw our asses on a train with a one-way ticket to an Auschwitz-style place, you're crazy. They're going to have us in those ICE holding facilities before we can blink an eye. That's why midterms matter, by the way. You need to get out. Remember when all the blacks came out a few years ago? Vote or die, vote or die, vote or die. MAGA, just because Trump ain't on the ballot in these midterms, vote or die. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
1039 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Hey guys, I have a secret for you. We notice. We notice when you're tired all the time. We notice when your drive is gone. We notice when you're just not feeling that into us. But here's the good news. It might not be your age. It might be your testosterone level. Hey y'all, I'm Morgan at Men's Health of Mississippi. We help men just like you. We specialize in giving you back your strength, your energy, stamina, and confidence. Don't settle for feeling less than your best. Call Men's Health of Mississippi today to find out what your testosterone level is. Trust me, we'll notice that too.
Get ready, Jackson, for 2 big nights at Martin's Downtown. Mustache the Band is bringing the party as the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show on Friday, February 20th and Saturday, February 21st. It's a 90s country party with high-energy live music and a crowd that's ready to have a good time. Links for tickets are on the Martin's Downtown Facebook page. Don't miss Mustache the Band live at Martin's Downtown, February 20th and 21st.
When second's making a play, short's got it covered.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is leveling up. A whole new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris is now open at the Reservoir at Beethoven's Boardwalk in Ridgeland, right next door to Cock of the Walk. And the new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris will have all of your old favorites too, like the Acme Dynamite Balls and Garlic Knots, and the best specialty pizzas ever, like the Pig, the Sergeant Pepperoni, the Serpent Turf, and lots more. Come to the all-new Acme Pizza and Daiquiris location on the Res in Ridgeland, next door to Cock of the Walk.
Your roof is constantly exposed to the elements, battling dirt, algae, and stains. But with Watkins Construction and Roofing Roof Wash Service, you can keep it looking like new. A proprietary rooficide treatment is EPA approved, safe, and guaranteed to prevent algae from coming back for at least 2 years. No harsh chemicals, no damage, no black streaks. just a clean, beautiful roof that lasts. Call Watkins Construction and Roofing at 601-966-8233 or visit nomoreroofstains.com today.
Looking for the perfect spot to unwind with friends and family? El Patrio Mexican Restaurant is calling your name. With locations in Flowood and Cross Gates, Brandon, El Patrio is the cozy, family-owned gym where great food meets great times. Enjoy El Patrio's signature margaritas and happy hour specials that keep their customers coming back for more. Indulge in their authentic Mexican dishes prepared with love and served in a warm, family-friendly atmosphere. Come to El Patrio and taste the traditions. El Patrio, where family, flavor, and fun come together.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by our friends over at, how about right downstairs here, Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance Agent. We've got 2 offices to serve you guys right here in the Cotton Exchange Plaza out in Florida, Mississippi. And of course, Highway 51 right there in Ridgeland in the same shopping center with Fleet Feet. Just Google Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance. Let him see how much money he can save you on your insurance today, whether it's home, car, business, health, life. Shelter's got you covered. Jamie Creel's got you covered. He has saved several friends of mine so much money that they've asked me to quit talking about it because we can't set that expectation for everybody. No, I'm kidding. They didn't really, but I don't want to set that expectation to everybody. Say one of my friends over $700 a month on his all his home and personal stuff, vehicles, boats, and everything, and just say to a buddy of mine, right at $50,000 a year on all of his business insurance. That is massive, guys. If you're out there this morning, especially my business owners, and you're hearing that, you got a mid-sized business, you got a couple trucks on the road, and you could potentially be paying $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year too much for your insurance, that you could be saving that money back in your pocket, and you're not stopping, you're not pulling over on the side of the road, stopping what you're doing, cutting this radio show off right now and calling Jamie Creel. I truly don't know what you're doing with yourself. I really don't. And hey, maybe you find, worst case scenario, you find out that you're not overpaying and all is well ends well, right? So check them out today. And you know what it does? If nothing else, it keeps your current agent honest. Jamie Creel, Shelter Insurance Agent Extraordinaire. All right, Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. Phone line this morning, 601-879-0002. Let's see here. My friend Crazy T says he saves me $1,200 a month on my homeowner's insurance. Maybe it's $1,200. Maybe he means year. Maybe $1,200 a year. Anyway, say $1,200 on homeowners. That's great. Man, I love hearing about my listeners saving money with one of our sponsors. Oh, so Ready Teddy texted in on the recidivism rate. In the U.S., it's 66 to 68% within the first 3 years, and goes up to 76% after the first 5 years. That is wild. That is insane. So well over almost 66 to 75% of people who go to prison go back to prison. So we were able to intercept that early. And I don't know how many of those are violent crimes, but if we were able to intercept that early and divert a lot of those people, those youth, to the military, is that foolproof? No, but it gives them a hell of a lot better shot of being successful in life than going to prison to do it. Because, well, you know what they don't do in prison? Actually rehabilitate you. Clearly these numbers state that you ain't getting rehabilitated in prison. You're going to prison to get a degree in thugonomics. Shout out to John Cena. You're going to become, if you choose to become a better version of the person that went in, a better criminal. And if you're white, to save your life, you probably got to join a white supremacy gang. Then you come out with Nazi tattoos and a little hint of the racisms. You're definitely not coming out a better person. Let's take a call here. Hey, you're on there.
Can you please stop shooting at the testosterone?
No, we ain't doing that this morning. Not doing that this morning. Anyway, so let's read some of your comments here on the text line, and then I'll look at some of the live stream comments too before we shift gears this morning. Kenneth says on the Ellis Autoplex text line, the military boot camp for Marines is very different than when I went through. My son joined a few years ago. Very different how, my friend? Very different how? Let's see here. All right, let's check out some of the live stream comments over on the Mazda Jackson live stream this morning. I've seen them. I see them churning and burning over there. Let's see what folks got to say. Let's see here. My vision's a little blurry this morning. I got to get me some readers. I think it says Robin over on YouTube says, they send you to Neshoba County, lower elevation, death zone. I'm not sure what that's in context to. Justin up in Tennessee says, it's all good, Clay. I reloaded as many times as it takes. Thank you, brother. Andrew says, thank God they took DEI out of the equation. I believe old Pete Hegseth is trying to make it difficult again. Well, it should be. Look, this goes back to anything in life. Anything in life. If it's difficult, it's worth doing. Or if it's not difficult, it ain't worth doing. Anybody can do it. Anybody doesn't need to be able to do some things in life. You got to sort the weak out from the strong. And that's what DEI and a lot of this woke liberal agenda nonsense has tried its best to do, is it's tried to eliminate the gap, the barrier of entry for the weak. And I can make that argument. The school choice is doing the same thing, but we ain't going to do that today. We're going to stay on this topic, but I can make that argument that trying to let everybody start on third base is not going to accomplish what you think it's going to accomplish. But I digress. $1 in the digress jar. They got lunch yesterday, said, I digress. I said, you do listen to the show, don't you? Anyway, but man, I think the Lumumba administration in Jackson, we saw it with our own eyes for the last 8 years. What happens when you give people jobs that haven't earned them? Yeah, but Clay, he has a PhD. He has a 4-year college degree from an HBCU. He's ready for anything that the world throws at him without any real world experience, without any on-job experience. I'm going to make him public works director. Ruh-roh, we see how that ended. It has nothing to do with his degree. It has nothing to do with his HBCU degree. It's to do with his lack of on-job experience, his lack of having actually earned the job he had. Some things require experience. Lots of things require experience. I will take somebody who's been in a job for 4 or 5 years getting promoted to management over somebody coming straight out of college and being promoted into management. 100 times out of 100. Now, if it's a family business or something like that, and they grew up in that business and they know that business, different story. Whether I agree with it or not, I just understand that it's the family business and that's what they're there to do, is to carry on the family business. But if I am the patriarch of the family and I do throw my son or daughter in the fire like that, one or two things, I'm going to be shoulder to shoulder with them, teaching them how to do everything, or I'm going to have a manager, if I can afford it, shoulder to shoulder with them, teaching them everything. But, you know, a lot of people don't want to do those kind of roles where they know they're training their replacement. The car business is terrible about that. Everybody's scared to death to share any knowledge because they're scared to death that that person will learn more than them or replace them. And the people over the years, in my experience, the managers that didn't act like that, the managers that shared that knowledge and took people under their wings, those are the ones that kept their jobs the longest. Those are the ones that had the most loyal people that worked for them. Those are the ones that had the most respect. I know I'm bouncing all over the place this morning, but you know, it'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, you know, like this is a little nugget for you guys out there, guys and girls out there. Don't look at everybody, even if they are competition. Maybe, you know, look at everybody as competition, but don't be afraid to take your eventual replacement under your wing. Because one day you might get fired and need a job down the road. One day they might get fired and need a job down the road. You just never know where you might cross paths again. I hear a saying a lot, especially in the concert business, the music business. You hear a lot of bands say this. Be careful how you treat people on the way up, because those are the same people you meet on the way back down. Man, if that's not one of the most true things, one of the truest statements you'll ever hear in any walk of life, but especially in the entertainment industry, the media industry, the bar industry, the car industry, the people you meet on the way up are going to be the same people that you meet on the way back down. What does that mean? That means when you're on the way up and you think, I'm just passing through here, I'm on my way to the top. And once I get to the top, I'm not going to have to worry about you little people down here. But, you know, most rides at the top don't last long, do they? We can count on a few fingers how many people have stayed at the top of that industry or whatever that industry is. Most people have to come back down the mountain. And they're going to pass those same little people on the way back down. And those little people on the way back down aren't going to be nearly as nice to you or have nearly as much sympathy for you in your descent as they did your rise if you treated them like crap on your rise. Just always remember that. So, you know, I know there's a lot of people out there who have a lot to say about me that have never met me and think I'm just a big a-hole because they just see this person I am on the internet. But I treat people right. I go out of my way to try to help people. I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm just making a point here. Because I know that one day I'm going to be on that descent. I mean, I hope not. But if I am, I want those people to help me out on my way down, to keep me from falling any further. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. I actually going to get to some of the stories that I want to talk about today. But when I get on one of these like personal kind of burners, I like to ride the hot hand. I feel like I got a hot hand right now. If y'all are watching on YouTube, please hit the like button and hit the share button if you can. Be much appreciated. If you're listening on WYAB, rip the knob off. That's the equivalent of the like button. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
.1039 WYAB.
Get ready, Louisiana! Johnny's Pizza House is turning up the heat with our Sweet the Swamp Pizza. Packed with crawfish, shrimp, a taste of crab, andouille sausage, bell peppers, onions, jalapenos, and a blend of Cajun spices, all smothered in delicious mozzarella cheese. It's the perfect bite of the bayou and the perfect meal for any Cajun crave. Try our Cajun Flint or dive into a Sweet the Swamp Pizza Bowl. A taste of Louisiana flavor is waiting on you. Let's share a slice today at Johnny's Pizza House.
Pack up the kiddos, hop in the car. It's a sweet little getaway, it's not too far.
For candy, chocolate, sweets, and treats. Smiles from the door to the back row seats.
Hey! Mississippi Candy Company.
Bring your kids in the memories. Grandma, Grandpa, come and see. It's an excellent trip for the whole family. Down D's Drive in Gluckstadt. Mississippi Candy Company. That's where it's at.
Hey kids, ask your parents and grandparents to go right now.
Have you been injured through no fault of your own? Do you know your rights? Don Evans does. Do you really believe that the insurance company would disclose all information to you? Don Evans will make sure that you are fully informed. It costs nothing to discuss your case. From car wrecks to malpractice, Don Evans will make you and your family whole again. Don Evans won't ever charge unless he collects for you. Call Don for a free, no-obligation consultation at 601-969-2006.
It can be hard to move past the guilt, times of weakness, and regret, knowing you weren't there for your family when they needed you the most. But there is life after addiction. We're seeing broken families restored, one man at a time, through our vehicle, cash, and thrift store donations. It's given Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge the ability to help these men succeed in having better lives. Donate a vehicle, running or not, and we'll come pick it up. Call today, 601-572-7296, or visit us at vehicledonationsms.com.
Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's is a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic Southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982.
Have you thought about the cost of long-term care? In Mississippi, a home health aide can cost over $57,000 a year, and a private nursing home room can exceed $109,000 annually. Hi, my name is Cressley Pierce at Pierce Professional Agency. Long-term care insurance may help protect your savings and give you more options and peace of mind as you age. Learn how planning ahead could save you money and stress. Find me, Cressley Pierce, online today at MadisonPlans.com. That's MadisonPlans.com.
Ken here with Rapid Oil Change, a leader in fast service and fleet account maintenance for over 40 years, providing routine maintenance for most makes and models, keeping downtime to a minimum. We accept most local and national fleet accounts. Can't see at night? Headlights looking faded? Check out our newest service, the Bright Light Headlight Restoration Kit by Mighty Automotive. Available now. Keep your vehicle ready for the road ahead. And remember, drive hard with Castrol Edge. Open 6 days a week with 6 locations to serve. Visit us online.
The Tri-County Academy Rebels' success in the classroom and on the athletic stage begins with the Tri-County Academy Booster Club. Join the team and be a Rebel by getting involved and volunteering as a booster. Your involvement is the generator for fundraisers, facility upgrades, equipment, uniforms, and all other needs. Tri-County Athletics thrives in part because of our TCA boosters. Join today by calling the TCA main office at 601-879-8517 and help the Rebels continue the championship tradition.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here on WYAB, streaming worldwide at WYAB.com as well as the TuneIn app and Alexa. Just search WYAB.
Streaming worldwide.
We got a couple seconds here for the top of the hour.
TuneIn app and Alexa.
Break.
Just search
I was
WYAB.
gonna play this dang video, but I'm gonna have to wait to the top of the. I'm going to wait to the top of the next hour. We're going to dive into the Prince Andrew stuff. Some of the other stories I want to hit
video, but I'm going to have to wait
is Hillary Clinton says white Christian males are a threat and have caused damage to America.
Hillary Clinton
really? Are we the ones that left the border wide open?
Are a threat and have caused damage to America. Really?
All right. Let's take our break, and we'll be right back here in 7 minutes on the Clay Edwards Show.
Gaza. CBS's Olivia Gazis.
The key challenge is Hamas's disarmament. A U.S. official said challenges remain, but they had been, quote, encouraged by what mediators have reported about the group's intentions. The board's focus remains on stabilizing Gaza, even as questions linger about its broader ambitions.
Officials tell CBS News the U.S. could launch a strike on Iran as soon as Saturday. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata.
Second round of talks this week hasn't led to a sort of definitive agreement as far as the White House is concerned. The U.S. wants to be prepared if and when the talks fail.
The Pentagon has moved 2 aircraft carriers into the region, the Lincoln and the world's largest warship, the Ford. It just crossed the Atlantic after playing a key role in the operation to take out Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. A fraternity at the University of Iowa has been suspended after a hazing incident caught on body cam video. CBS's Michael Wallace.
Campus police were responding to a fire alarm at the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity house in November 2024 when they found 56 pledges covered in alcohol, ketchup, and mustard in the basement.
Some of them had blindfolds. Looked like the floor was just covered in beer.
The university suspended the fraternity through July 2029.
Flights are back on track at Newark Liberty Airport after an emergency landing forced a ground stop last night. A JetBlue plane to Palm Beach had just taken off when passengers like Alexandra Spokos heard a loud bang and saw smoke near the cockpit.
They put down the slides and we rushed out more or less in a very disorganized stampede, get out and jumped down the slides and got out and ran away from the plane.
No word yet on what went wrong. This is CBS News.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based.
Local news is brought to you by Fusion Coffee House in the township in Ridgeland, reminding you to attend the free Township Jazz Festival on Saturday, April 11th.
A new trial date for the man accused in the burning of Beth Israel. Partly sunny and 80 today. Rain chances overnight up to 50% with a low at 61. A 30% chance for rain Friday with a high at 79. Chances for showers and maybe a few storms Friday night and Saturday. With news on 103.9 WYAB, I'm Chris Davis. A new federal trial date for April 6th was set for 19-year-old Stephen Pittman of Madison, the man accused in the burning of Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue on January 10th. Pittman went before a judge Wednesday and pleaded not guilty in the federal case. The charges are arson, damage to religious property, and use of fire to commit a felony. MDOT was going to stop getting money from the state lottery proceeds 2 years from now. Thanks to a bill that was passed this year, the Mississippi Department of Transportation will keep getting that $80 million per year to fix roads and bridges. The Education Enhancement Fund will keep getting state lottery money as well. An arrest in the Monday morning killing of 30-year-old Kenjarius Rockingham, who was found dead, shot several times at the Chapel Ridge Apartments on Raymond Road. JPD says 27-year-old Jamesia Harper is charged with murder and being a felon with a firearm. The fire department building in Yazoo City that collapsed this weekend just as firefighters were coming back from a call will be rebuilt, says Mayor David Starling. The building is considered historic, and so some work will have to be done first by the Mississippi Department of Archives and History, but the city is committed to making it better than ever, says the mayor. Mississippi's average price for gas now at $2.44 for a gallon of regular, says Gas Buddy. More news in 1 hour on 103.9 WYAB. I'm Chris Davis.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away. Get your name on the airwaves with Clay Edwards Show. day. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WIAB.com. Contact info at WIAB.com.
Since 2012, Brentech Solutions has been keeping Central Mississippi businesses connected and protected. From secure data backup and cloud services with Synology to reliable network design and maintenance, servers, and business Wi-Fi, Brentech truly does it all. Brentech is your Ring Pro partner and smart home automation solutions provider. Brentech can handle Microsoft 365 support and even Starlink. Visit brentech.ms. That's brentech.ms. IT solutions that work.
Welcome to the Clay Edwards Show. More adrenaline.
You know, it's a pretty interesting time to be alive. What's the saying? May the times you live in be interesting. We have accomplished that.
And more testosterone for your morning drive.
But when you know you've got a problem, how about tell people and be honest? What's going on?
Going to war on cancel culture and bringing the spotlight on issues and topics from around the city of Jackson.
I feel like Jackson, Mississippi.
No one else wants to talk about.
The whole system is corrupt and evil. It's unreal. And they don't care. And everybody knows that. It's just sad.
And fights for the soul of America.
I'm going to need y'all to explain to me what a positive solution is, because you positive solutions only people have been in charge for a while now. And I'm not seeing too many positive solutions.
You never met a like me.
Strap in, turn up the volume, and get ready, Jackson, for unfiltered, no sugar added talk radio. It's award-winning podcaster Clay and
Boom goes the dynamite. It's hour 2. Most incendiary show on the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here in the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi Studios on the 50,000 watt blowtorch. All right, real quick, of course, we are live. Got 3 more hours to go. 1 hour of this show. We're going to take a break for an hour, and we'll be back from 10 to noon with my good friend, Mr. Sean Yurtkaran here. We're both filling in for Mr. Andrew Gosser. All Gosser, no breaks. He's out of town, flying up to Illinois this weekend. He missed being a little left UG. Had to go back up there to Democrat hellscape, get a little bit of it in his veins. Come back, remember how good he's got it here in Mississippi. We love Andrew, so I didn't mind filling in for him. Real quick, this segment is, of course, brought to you by our friends over at Men's Health, Women's Wellness in Mississippi. Text Clay to 601-800-5130 today and get your free testosterone screening appointment lined up. Or maybe you don't need testosterone. Maybe you just need to lose a little weight. But I guarantee if you're overweight, you probably got low testosterone. Consider the compound of semaglutide to help control your appetite. It's the GLP-1, similar to all those other weight loss medicines there. I'm drawing a blank. I say it 100 times a day, but for some reason, Ozempic, similar to Ozempic. So check that out. They can help you do both. Ozempic, or not Ozempic, but the generic, the compounded version. It's called semaglutide. I know it's all a little confusing, but man, it's affordable. It works. You're not getting it from some weird online company. You're doing it under the supervision of a PhD and trained professionals. They're going to track your weight loss, track your side effects, if any, and help you out along the way. Consider them today. Get those levels checked, men. You're over 35. There's no reason you shouldn't be getting your testosterone screenings today. Some of the symptoms of low testosterone include, but are not limited to, decreased energy and focus, decreased muscle tone, mass, and strength, low libido, that's your sex drive, you're in a bad mood, you're sleeping bad, having problems with weight management. All of those can be improved with testosterone. So check that out today. Text Clay to 601-800-5130. All right, man. I've had a couple people comment about an issue with the live stream. Guys, there's nothing I can do about it. Either it's an internet issue or it's an internet issue. I appreciate y'all, but you can always go to, if you're having problems listening on the live stream, the video stream, you can always go over to WYAB.com and click listen live. And we are there every day, streaming right there. Or if you're in Central Mississippi, you can always just put it on the radio station, 103.9 FM. Yeah, every day, the internet ain't gonna be perfect every day, unfortunately. And we use a lot of external, third-party apps to keep the live stream going on down the road. So, but if there's any issues there, we have several other backup options. I also want to throw something else out there because I get a lot of text about this. I don't want anybody to think I'm jumping down your throats or anything like that because I know you all mean well. But I get several texts a week about, Clay, you need a producer. You need a producer. This show doesn't, I know I've said I need a producer before. That's me being kind of facetious. So I probably understand that I started this conversation. Never going to be a producer in the show. The show would not work with a producer. I'm way too hands-on. This studio isn't equipped or designed for a producer for what I do. If it was literally just me talking onto a microphone without any external video, audio, social feeds, live chats, any of that stuff, yeah, I could do it without a producer. But I use the internet for just about every segment. Then with that said, the majority of the show would be me trying to tell a producer, pull this up, pull that up, pull this up. Because, I know a lot of people listen to and they'll watch these shows like Jason Whitlock or Sagar and Crystal and these well-polished, well-produced internet shows that have these big, nice studios and these full teams of people. And I know Jason Whitlock will say all the time, play SOC 1, play SOC 2. Well, they have production meetings. Those are full-time employees. Everything is choreographed, planned. That's just not what we do here. I mean, I know there's some big outfits right here in Central Mississippi that have full-time producers, and they do most of the show prep for the host. And the hosts come in, they kind of get told what they're going to talk about that day. That's not what we do here. You wouldn't like this show if I did that. I promise. So I appreciate everybody thinking that a producer would help, but I don't want a perfect show. I don't want a show that is that planned. I like jumping down rabbit holes. I like not being able to find things sometimes and stumbling across something else or being forced to talk about something else. And also the other little thing, I don't like somebody being in here the entire time staring at me. That's not a part of the show. I act like a fool in here sometimes. And I don't know that I would be able to do that with somebody else in here all the time, whether they're talking to me or not. I like to kind of get a bit unhinged and go into a character a little bit. That ain't going to happen if I have a producer. So I just want to throw that out there so you guys can stop with the producer stuff, because never going to be a producer in here. I tried it for a segment one time and it was a disaster. And I immediately realized when I had Damien in here, and it was of no fault of Damien at all, but I immediately realized I got to have full control of everything for my show. Now, Kim's got a producer, but Kim doesn't use a whole lot of the internet. Kim sits over there, been doing this forever, has a deep wealth of knowledge. I don't. I got to cheat. I use the internet. So if it was just a traditional radio show and we weren't using social media and news sites and all of these things and Twitter or X as much as we do, maybe. But with all that said, that's why we don't have a producer. That's why we're not going to have a producer. So this show is what it is when it comes to all that. So I appreciate everybody's concern. All right, let's jump back into it, shall we? Let me pull back up this video that I was going to play of Hillary Clinton, basically saying that us white males are the problem with America. They keep saying that we're the problem with America. But why is it that our neighborhoods and the towns we run are all fine and dandy? I mean, that's a hard sell to convince white conservatives that we are the problem, when the places we live, who are not by any means all white, most of them 60-40 white black, that somehow we're the problem when the places that we predominantly run and live seem to run fine. That's strange. I mean, how are we the problem? What she means to say is we're the problem keeping them from being able to allow in all the illegals they want and steal all the elections they want. But I'm going to let Hillary Clinton say it herself.
We haven't gotten to the more perfect union, and we fought a civil war over part of it. And people have been protesting, for hundreds of years that, things were not as they should be given our ideals and how we should be moving.
We fought a civil war because Democrats didn't want to let go of slavery. Let's not forget, Democrats did not want to let go of slavery.
Toward them. So I think that's what makes us so special as a country. And the idea that you could turn the clock back and try to recreate a world that never was, dominated by, let's say it, white men of a certain persuasion, a certain religion, a certain point of view, a certain ideology, is just doing such damage to what we should be aiming for. And we were on the path toward that. I mean, imperfectly, lots of, bumps along the way, but I agree with you. We were on the right trajectory.
On the right trajectory to completely destroying this country. But those pesky white Christian males did a little C blocking, didn't we? We had just got out of their way and let them do what they wanted to do, they'd have this country fully destroyed and have all Christian conservatives, white and black. They may be a path to forgiveness for black conservative males because they don't want the bad look of sending black folks to concentration camps. So there may be a path to forgiveness for black folks. But white Christian MAGA, I don't know, man. I don't think they're going to give us a path back to a path to citizenship. But I tell you what, I'd rather die in a concentration camp than live under Democrat rule again in my life. I don't want to mince words at all. I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. So to hell with Hillary Clinton. Man, we dodged a bullet, figuratively and literally, in 2016, didn't we? Donald Trump, you'll never convince me, was not sent here by Jesus to save us from what was going to happen to us. I know that sounds crazy. I get it. When you say things like that out loud, it does sound crazy. But I mean, does anybody out there really think any differently, especially after what they did during COVID? And honestly, how so many people just bent the knee and went along with it. Conservatives, Democrats, independents. I learned so much about my fellow man. Some people I thought were weak ended up being strong, because strength ain't always in them biceps. It's mentally too. It's emotionally. I saw a lot of big jack dudes that were scared to death of the COVID. Oh, they needed that vaccine so bad. They would trade all their freedom for safety. All of it. I learned a lot about people. I learned a lot about myself. There's a, I don't know if it's a story, a quote, a paragraph, whatever, but something you hear a lot. Democrats like to throw this around. I want to see if I get it right here. People will say that if I had been alive back in such and such time, let's use civil rights era, for example. If I had been alive in the civil rights era, I'd have been killing Klans members. I'd have been an ally to the civil rights movement. And people like to say, well, whatever you're doing right now is exactly what you would have been doing then. What are you doing right now? And what I learned about me is I would have been doing whatever the right thing was. Whenever, at any point in history, I would have been born. If not now. Because I feel like, no, I don't feel like, I know I did the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing. I chose to stand up and be a voice and fight back and try to hold people accountable. These Democrats and these weak-kneed rhino conservatives, they took it as an opportunity to take advantage of their fellow man for a power grab, for a money grab. Not today, Satan. Never again. Let's take a break. We'll be right back here on The Clay Edwards Show.
.1039 WYAB.
Looking for adventure, amazing food, and a little relaxation all in one place? You'll find it at Cypress Point Resort in Brandon. Load up the family and experience a real drive-through safari, petting zoo, and thrilling guided Jeep tours. Then slow it down with mouth-watering steaks at the steakhouse, or grab drinks and live music at the tavern. Planning a wedding or reunion? Cypress Point Resort has beautiful venues and cozy lodging. Ready for your big day or just a weekend escape? It's everything you love about the outdoors with a touch of luxury. Cypress Point Resort. Wild fun right around the corner.
Hey guys, this is Casey Ellis with Ellis Autoplex, located on Highway 471 in Brandon. Ellis Autoplex, known as Little Truck City, is your old school mom and pop style dealership that's family owned and operated. We specialize in 4-wheel drive trucks, but don't worry, we have cars and SUVs too. Looking to sell your vehicle? Bring it by Ellis Autoplex, where we pay fair market value and we cut you a check on the spot. Need your vehicle service or repair? We can handle that too. Shop us online or set your appointment at ellisautoplex.com. That's ellisautoplex.com.
When leaks, clogs, or cold showers slow you down, call on Anglin Plumbing, the plumbing experts who get the job done right the first time. Leaky faucet, sink, or toilet? Need a water heater installed? Call on Anglin Plumbing. You can always trust Anglin's reliable and hardworking technicians. Don't let plumbing headaches ruin your day. Call on Anglin Plumbing Service to get it fixed. And you can be a part of the team. Anglin Plumbing is now hiring. Learn more about Anglin Plumbing at anglinplumbing.com.
The new year is off to a fast start, but you can't keep up if your vehicle is sidelined. Get to Mazda of Jackson and take advantage of these super deals before time runs out. Get 1.9% financing for 63 months on all 2025 Mazda CX-5s and 2026 CX-90s, CX-50s, and Mazda 3s with approved credits, and get 1-year maintenance included in your new vehicle purchase. Don't wait another minute to experience Mazda's exhilarating performance, top-notch safety, and reliability online at MazdaofJackson.com or visit I-55 Frontage Road.
Ladies, tired of running on empty, sleepless nights, mood swings, stubborn weight, skin that has lost its glow? It is not just getting older. It is your body begging for help. Hey, y'all, I'm Morgan at Women's Wellness in Mississippi. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, we bring it all together. Hormone therapy, medical weight loss, and the latest, greatest aesthetic treatments like facials, lasers, Botox, and so much more. This is where wellness and beauty meet so that you can feel amazing inside and out. At Women's Wellness in Mississippi, the best version of you is waiting right around the corner.
Pure Air Consultants offers services on your heating and cooling system. It's time to get your heating system serviced. We offer replacement, service, maintenance agreements. It's important because if you have a gas heating system, it can produce carbon monoxide. So you want to make sure you have your system serviced and cleaned to protect your family. You want to make sure your system is safe to run. You can find us at our website at mypureairconsultants.com, mypureairconsultants.com.
Your pool should be something you enjoy, not something you fight with. Hi, I'm Darren with Elite Pools. At Elite Pools, we do more than just service. We take care of everything your pool needs, from your routine maintenance to your full repairs, upgrades, and even complete transformations. If your pool needs a little attention or a fresh start, then Elite Pools can bring it back to life. Visit Elite Pools online at elitepoolsms.com. That's elitepoolsms.com. Or give us a call. At Elite Pools, we keep you swimming.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studio. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by our friends over at, how about my good friends over at Brentech Solutions, guys. BrentechMS.com. I'm sorry, it's brentech.ms. I keep wanting to say brentechms.com. So many of these sponsors have like MS at the end of their name, then .com. They're just burned in my brain. brentech.ms is the website. Look, what they're going to be able to handle is all of your business internet solutions, home Wi-Fi, networking, all of that stuff. Brentech Solutions has been serving businesses across central Mississippi since providing reliable, locally based IT expertise. Your data backup and cloud specialist. Brentech specializes in Synology data solutions, including secure data backup, retention, and cloud service to protect critical business information. They can handle all of your networking and connectivity solutions from internet and servers to business grade Wi-Fi. Brentech designs and supports reliable network infrastructure, and of course, can assist with Starlink connectivity. Man, Starlink is getting more and more popular. A lot of people I know are choosing Starlink, especially in the more rural areas. Well, because it's about their only option nowadays. But my friend Corey, before he passed away, had just gotten Starlink down on the coast at his condo there, and he was raving about how good Starlink was and had his whole house powered on Starlink. Actually, my friends Jake and Heather went over to their house and watched the Super Bowl. They had Starlink. I've been over there 2 or 3 times lately, and every TV in the house, on the patio, all of our cell phones, because they live out in the woods in Florence, way down White Road. And man, you wouldn't know that we were using Starlink, or if you had ever experienced any other kind of satellite internet provider. What was that? HughesNet? Terrible, in my opinion. So anyway, if you're in a rural area, if you're considering Starlink, get in touch with Brentech Solutions to come get it set up for you. You can go to brentechms.com, and they also handle smart technology and security integration. Brentech is a Ring Pro partner. They handle installation and support for Ring devices, along with smart home and smart business automation solutions. Again, you can check them out online at Bren, BREN, tech.ms. I want to say .com so bad at the end of that. All right, I've been talking about this since the second the show opened this morning, talking about Prince Andrew going to jail. I think I pulled the video up 2 or 3 times, and I jumped down a rabbit hole and haven't come out of it. The first royal or former royal to be arrested in a long, long time got arrested this morning or overnight. And as far as I know, this is the first person not named Ghislaine Maxwell or Jeffrey Epstein to be arrested in connection with the Epstein files. Based on some of the people I'm friends with on Facebook and that call into this show and DM this show and whatever else, y'all should be dancing in the streets this morning. The first domino has fallen. Check out this video from Fox News.
Police say they took the brother of King Charles into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Officers reportedly arrived at the royal estate in eastern England earlier this morning to make the arrest of the former prince, who turns 66 years old today. Andrew is in custody, and investigators are carrying out searches at addresses in Berkshire and Norfolk. Police are releasing this statement in part without naming Andrew, by the way, saying, quote, "Following a thorough assessment, we have now opened an investigation into this allegation of misconduct in public office, an offense that carries up to life in prison in the UK, by the way." We're still waiting more details of this breaking news, but this comes after Andrew was stripped of his royal title last October over ties to convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, and after Thames Valley Police said they were assessing a complaint over the alleged sharing of confidential material by the former prince with the late sex offender. The former prince has consistently denied any wrongdoing. Misconduct in public office refers to, quote, serious, willful abuse or neglect of powers relating to the role of public office. We shall see what comes of this. It's a developing story, as you guys know, so we'll keep our viewers updated.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting right there. I shared a post on social media, and we got some breaking news too. Several of you guys have texted me. There's been a cyber attack at UMMC. They are completely locked out of everything there. They're having to cancel surgeries. They can't get any of their patient files, charts, nothing. If you've got a loved one at as far as anything goes. When a cyber attack at a medical facility can be deadly, right? And I would think so. We're monitoring that. WLBT just sent out a push notification with a few more details. So if that's something that interests you, check out WLBT.com now for a little more details. Thank you to everybody who sent me that. Coming back to this Epstein thing, this Prince Andrew thing, I shared a post from the Hodge twins that they had made about Nick Fuentes. And Fuentes was saying that this administration and the entire GOP need to be nuked and start over for 2028, all over their handling of the Epstein stuff. And they said, and he also said in immigration. I mean, am I missing something? But we are literally almost fighting a civil war with Democrats right now over what we've done with the board. I say we, because this is what I voted for. We're almost fighting a civil war in this country because the Democrats are so mad about what we've done with immigration, illegal immigration in particular. The border is basically closed. What are y'all unhappy about as far as immigration goes? If you're a conservative, you should be dancing in the streets with satisfaction. Can we all complain some? I know I keep going back to this and I know it, but every day I see something new that grinds my gears over this, the public dissatisfaction over this Epstein stuff, to the point that y'all are all ready to just turn your backs on President Trump, the only president that A, arrested Jeffrey Epstein, and B, released a single file about Jeffrey Epstein. You've gotten more than you've ever gotten. You're finding out more than you would have ever found out. I mean, does that mean that they should stop running before they finish the race, before they cross the finish line? No, I can be dissatisfied about that, but I am not so dissatisfied that I believe that this presidency is a failure and that I think President Trump is covering up himself being in that again. I'm not going to go down that again. Y'all know you're bat crap crazy if you think Trump had anything to do with the Epstein in any illegal manner. Period, point blank. You'll never convince me otherwise. Y'all just don't like winning, is what I've come to the conclusion that there's a large group in the Republican Party that just doesn't like winning. It's like you start winning and you'll get scared or something. It's like you want your Democrat friends to still invite you over to the vegan barbecue. Well, I just got to let I got to let them know. I mean, I voted for it, but I voted for it because I thought that I thought they were going to release this Epstein stuff and all these elites and these satanic worships and these human sacrifices and this child pedophilia and just all this. I thought all that was going to come out. So I voted for Trump this time. But please, I'm not really a Trump supporter. I just was obsessed with this Epstein stuff. That's what I hear when I see y'all complaining and crying about all this winning that we're doing. Because it's getting a little tough out there to be a Trump supporter again because the media and the left-wing zealots won't shut up. So you want to tuck tail and apologize for voting for Trump. See, these are the same people that love to call everybody else a rhino. They love that word rhino. You're a rhino. You're a rhino. The second somebody does something they disagree with, oh, you're a rhino. I mean, I disagree with all these conservatives here in Mississippi about the school choice stuff, but I ain't called a single one of them a rhino. I don't doubt that they think they're doing the right thing, whether it's for their personal pocketbook or they're just a true believer. I don't think they're rhinos. I just disagree with them on this thing. But there's this portion, they call themselves America First. And they like to call everybody else a rhino. I've been guilty of it before until I got a little deeper into it. But the second that they're unhappy about any one thing, It's burn it all down. Screw y'all. You're the rhinos. You're the ones out here cosplaying as conservative content creators, as conservatives. It ain't us. It ain't Trump. It ain't any of these people down at the Capitol in Mississippi. I ain't saying there ain't some down there. We know there's some recently converted Democrats. There has to be. But it's y'all. Y'all are the rhinos. Because there's no way you can look at the successes this administration has had just in the last year and can honestly look yourself in the mirror and say that it's been a failure. Y'all, you have Epstein derangement syndrome at minimum. And I think you got some Trump derangement syndrome too. Let me tell you something. I know everybody just has this obsession of thinking they're going to be, especially women. Women think that they're going to be victims of true crime, whatever that means. You know, they love true crime stuff because they all think that they vision themselves being the one kidnapped, assaulted, whatever. They all think they're going to be human trafficked. They all think they're going to be kidnapped by some elite satanic devil worshiping cult and sacrificed after being their sexual concubine. They all think that this is a high probability of happening to them every day when they leave the house. You want to know who you have a chance of being kidnapped by, human trafficked by, and murdered in some type of sacrifice by? Way before Jeffrey Epstein or any global elite. Don't flatter yourself, for starters. You have a chance of any three of those things or being randomly killed at a gas station. All of that could happen to you way quicker by somebody you already know, or by one of these illegal immigrants that the Democrats let run into this country that my president and ICE are trying to get the hell out of here. So how about you shut up and get on board, or get off and go the hell away? We'll be right back. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Keep it tuned here to 103.9 WYAB.
This is Central Mississippi's Stimulating Talk.
103.9 WYAB. Pocahontas, Jackson.
When it's time to get serious about work-ready equipment, come see me, Noah Sullivan, at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. From rugged Big Tex trailers to durable CM and Legend X truck beds, H&H has what your truck needs to work harder and last longer. For the field, H&H carries reliable ag equipment from Salford, New Leader, and Chandler. Visit H&H Chief Sales in Carthage today or anytime at hhchiefsales.com. H&H, quality equipment, knowledgeable service, and solutions that work as hard as you do.
Hey, Rankin County, swing by the locally owned and award-winning 042 Wine and Spirits on Highway 80 next to Sonny's Barbecue in Brandon today. We've got one of the largest selections around with over 200 bourbons and whiskeys to ignite your taste buds, more than 50 vodkas, 50-plus tequilas, 30-plus rums, and ready-to-drink cocktails, as well as premium scotches. And get this, we've got over 400 wines in stock for the perfect pairing anytime. Discover your new favorites today at 042 Wine and Spirits right next to Sonny's Barbecue, Highway 80, Cross Gates, Brandon.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle.
Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage. It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3, Wildcats!
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Come see me, Jamie Creel, at Shelter Insurance and see why Forbes has rated us #1 in the world.
Get ready, Jackson, for 2 big nights at Martin's Downtown. Mustache the Band is bringing the party as the official Dixie National Rodeo After Show on Friday, February 20th and Saturday, February 21st. It's a 90s country party with high-energy live music and a crowd that's ready to have a good time. Links for tickets are on the Martin's Downtown Facebook page. Don't miss Mustache the Band live at Martin's Downtown, February 20th and 21st.
Men, if you answer yes to any of these questions, you could be suffering from low testosterone. Do you have low sex drive? ED, always tired, depressed, loss of muscle mass, obese, loss of focus and drive? You, my friends, need to get your numbers checked. Check out Men's Health of Mississippi, located in Madison, Mississippi, and online at menshealthms.com. Guys, get your numbers checked today. Trust me, she'll thank you for it. I promise. menshealthms.com. Men's Health of Mississippi.
For over 15 years, A1 Gear and Auto has been your hometown specialist for your auto repair and maintenance needs. From brake repair to placement, to radiators, engines, starters, alternators.
You know, for me, it's a huge moment. You know, this is the biggest moment of my career. It's a huge moment for my family and for his family. And I just, you know, I put that off to the side and just how...
questions at 601-939-1060. A1 Gear and Auto, your hometown vehicle specialist.
Here at Lake and Glass and Tint, we've become well known for two things: window tint and windshields. Now, when it comes to window tint, you already know that we're the go-to for home, car, and office. And as always, we offer free consultations. So if you're in the need of window tint or windshields, give us a call, 601-946-1000. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram or at lakeandglassandtint.com. Lake and Glass and Tint, where quality matters.
Hey, business owners, want your phones to ring away. Get your name on the airwaves with Clay Edwards Show today. Tell the town who you are while they're driving in their cars. If you want your business to grow, advertise on the Clay Edwards Show. Contact info at WIAB.com. Contact info at WIAB.com.
Broadcasting live from the Men's Health and Women's Wellness of Mississippi studios. This is the Clay Edwards Show.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. Here live on WYAB. We're going to skip a live read here for a minute. I want to go straight to something, kind of finishing up on this topic about the Epstein and conservatives and people just losing their minds. Over the weekend, I meant to talk about this Monday and it just got kicked down the road and kicked down the road and kicked down the road, but it makes sense to bring up right now. Over the weekend, Michael Jordan won the Daytona 500 as a team owner. Big deal for NASCAR. Big deal. Tyler Reddick won. I like Tyler Reddick. Came over from RCR a couple years ago. Was driving the number 8 car over there. Anyway, they're in victory lane, and there's video of Michael Jordan in victory lane. Keep in mind, one of the most videoed, photographed, most recognizable people on this entire planet. He's well aware when the cameras are on him. And there's video of him patting the backside of Tyler Reddick's son. And one of two things. The internet and content creators just doing it for clicks and giggles insinuated that Michael was sexually assaulting or fondling Tyler Reddick's son. Or they're just so ate up with this Epstein stuff that they think anybody that is at any point in time has ever been rich and or famous must also be a child fondling pedophile. And this is where you start to lose any credibility. It's where your movement starts to lose credibility. It's where people just kind of start tuning you out when you start doing stuff like this. I got a video here of Tyler Reddick actually having to respond to this nonsense after he wins the Daytona 500. And the biggest story of his victory, the biggest, not Michael Jordan owning the team. It's, what about Michael Jordan touching your son's backside? Let's hear what Tyler has to say in response to this. This is just asinine.
Yeah, I mean, from my perspective, I've gotten to know Michael and his family very well over the years I've been here with 2311. And, you know, I don't I don't see what other people see when it comes to this. For me, it's a huge moment. This is the biggest moment of my career. It's a huge moment for my family and for his family. And I just, I put that off to the side and just think about how think about the look on Yvette's face, and the whole family and his whole group when they got to Victory Lane too, and just how happy and everybody was celebrating together. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
So if you were watching on the live stream, you saw the video there. And from the angle, it looks like Michael Jordan is pinching the kid's butt. He is not pinching his butt. They were just the victim of a bad angle there. They dumped ice, like a Gatorade bath. Stuff's flying everywhere. Ice, it's a big celebration in Victory Lane at Daytona. Ice gets down the back of the kid's shirt. There's sticky Gatorade or liquor all over them, champagne bottles, all that stuff. Jordan was flopping the back of his shirt at the small of his back because there was a bundle of ice in it. You can see the kid's shirt's wet. He was getting the ice out or whatever was back there. I could see where, if you didn't know any context, it could possibly look questionable. But then you have to take into account, that's Michael Jordan. He knows he's on camera. That's the kid's father and mother right there. You know who ain't in the Epstein files? Michael Jordan. You got to use some common sense here, folks. You got to use some common sense. Insanity. It's just insanity. And that's when people like me start tuning out. When y'all start doing stuff like that, start making accusations like that about anything and anybody. It's crazy. Y'all are crazy. Let's see here. Okay, we got 2 more hours to go this morning. We're taking an hour break, and I'll be back here at 10 o'clock from 10 to noon, filling in for Andrew. You'll have me and Sean Yurtkaran reunited, and it feels so good. Let's see here. What other stories do we want to hit this morning before we get out of here? We got 6-7 minutes left of this here shindig for y'all this morning. So remember the 5th of November. Remember after the Super Bowl, we did a segment about Ring cameras, and they did that Super Bowl commercial trying to get people to buy in to this AI technology where they're trying to sell it like you could help find your lost dog. Just put a picture of the lost dog in there, and they'll use like the Nest system to try to find your dog and track it down. All you gotta do is just put a picture of your dog in there, and boom, we'll use all your neighbors' cameras to find your dog. And well, how that blew up on them, the invasion of privacy, all of that stuff. You may not remember the commercial, but I'm going to play it for you here real quick. But the deal is Amazon has, of course, scrapped their partnership with that surveillance company after this whole thing, blew up in their face. And, Amazon owns Ring. So they're like, uh-oh, you mean people don't want their privacy invaded? Yeah, apparently not. Apparently not. Here we go, right here. Here's the commercial, just in case you missed it.
This is Milo. Pets are family. But every year, 10 million go missing. And the way we look for them hasn't changed in years. Until now. One post of a dog's photo in the Ring app starts outdoor cameras looking for a match. Search Party from Ring uses AI to help families find lost dogs. Since launch, more than a dog a day has been reunited with their family.
Be a hero in your neighborhood with Search Party. Available to everyone for free right now.
Join the neighborhood at Ring.
No, we can't play. I can't live living this without you. We'll get a copyright strike there on YouTube. But I wanted to make sure we got y'all the commercial there. So let's see what ended up happening here. This from WLBT. The headline reads, Amazon scraps partnership with surveillance company after Super Bowl ad backlash. Says Amazon smart doorbell maker Ring has terminated a partnership with police surveillance tech company Flock Safety. The announcement follows backlash that erupted after a 30-second Ring ad aired during the Super Bowl that featured a lost dog that is found through a network of cameras, sparking fear of dystopian surveillance society. We're already there, by the way. Some of it I kind of agree with, as I address. Some of it I don't. But what's funny, the day we addressed this, later that day, the Nancy Guthrie footage came out that allegedly didn't exist. Oh, yeah. We know your cameras weren't actually on and recording and you weren't paying for the service, but we did, in fact, find where we are recording everything, and it goes back to a cloud. Looky there. Very interesting. I wonder if the Nancy Guthrie stuff hadn't happened, would they had canceled this deal? Anyway, but it says Ring and Flock said last year they were planning on working together to give Ring camera owners the option to share their video footage in response to law enforcement requests made through a Ring feature known as Community Request. Following a comprehensive review, we determined the planned Flock safety integration would require significantly more time and resources than anticipated. Ring's statement said, more time and resources having to answer the phone from peed off customers. Says the integration never launched, so no Ring customers' videos were ever sent to Flock Safety. Well, that's interesting. So they were advertising something that wasn't already launched? Because it didn't say coming soon in that video. And also, it was a default deal, wasn't it? It came as a factory default setting as on, and like only 5% actually go in and ever change the settings to off. It said Flock reiterated that it never received Ring customers' videos and that ending the planned integration was a mutual decision that allows both companies to, quote, best serve their respective customers. In a statement, Flock added that it, quote, remains dedicated to supporting law enforcement agencies with tools that are fully configurable to local laws and policies. I mean, I'll stand by this. I was talking to my friend the other night about it. Look, I know I'm on camera in my driveway. I know I'm probably on camera when I ride through any red light in Rankin County, go into any business in Rankin County, or most places. Madison, a couple of years ago, everybody made a big fuss about this, but Madison made all businesses get security cameras pretty much for this very purpose here. And, I'm going to sound like a hypocrite, I know, but because I just raised hell about if you give up freedom for safety, you deserve neither. But I don't know that allowing access to a camera is necessarily giving up freedom. It just means whatever I'm doing freely, I'm on camera doing it. And with that comes knowing that don't do anything stupid and it won't matter if you're on camera. I just have to keep going back to that. If you aren't doing anything you ain't supposed to be doing, why do you care if you're on the camera or not? Why do you really care if Big Brother's watching? I mean, I'm going to be honest because that's all I can be. I don't know any other way. My life would probably be a lot easier if I was a good liar. I think these cameras are going to help prove people are innocent more than it helps prove people are guilty. I'll take that. I'll take being able to go find me on a camera somewhere for my alibi to prove I wasn't doing something I'm accused of. Let's take our last break, come back, land the plane for the hour. We'll be back at 10 o'clock. I'll see y'all then. All right, guys, I'll be back at 10 o'clock. We got a stream set up. We'll be going live wherever we were here, YouTube, X, Rumble. We'll be on Sean's YouTube as well. But Sean and I filling in for Andrew 10 to noon today. Thank y'all for tuning in this morning. Sorry for any technical difficulties. They were probably more on me than they were on the system.